Running with the runners. 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 Running with the runners.
All right. Welcome in, everyone. You are running with the runners in a new year. Happy 2026, everyone. It's Tuesday, January 6th. We might have to talk about that anniversary date here in just a little bit. But as always, I got my good brother here, Ricardo Hamilton, a.k.a. Mims, making it make sense. My man, Happy New Year. Are you ready to win again in 2026?
Hey, y'all know what time it is. Y'all running with the runners. Of course, brother, you already know it. 2026, fired up, excited. Y'all see what's going on in these markets, man. I hope y'all getting ready. Okay. I said it before. I'm gonna say it again. If you're thinking of making anything less than $1 million in 2026, you think it too small. I'm gonna need you guys to really dream bigger because there's some dynamic forces at play right now that are just putting us in position to make sure that a wealthy family comes from us, even if we didn't come from a wealthy family in these markets. So what a time to be alive for those who are in assets and excited about the future from preparing.
Yeah. And so, guys, one thing like we're going to be stressing is that the future is digital. Okay. Like, you know, and we're going to cover gold and silver here. And of course, in order to have the future be digital, you definitely need silver, right? If we're talking about computers, mining equipment, solar panels, electrical vehicles, batteries that last longer, and over other 10,000 uses, you need gold and silver. But the way we interact at this point, I think the cat's out of the bag. It's going to be digital. But again, guys, let's again celebrate historic and monumental
Get the bricks out.
Price highs again in gold and silver. Silver hit. Actually, let me share this differently so I can switch between. Today, silver hit $82 and like 40 cents. All right, we're back at $80.86. But again, an all-time high, and it flipped there a little bit, and I put it on my Facebook. Silver went up to number 2 over NVIDIA as a number 2 asset in the world. If you remember, you've been running with the runners. We were at, as the kids say, 6-7 forever with silver there, and now we're out above $80, and it's actually really more. You know, if you go to the east in Shanghai, it's trading close to $90. Physical silver is selling close to, I've seen $120, $130 an ounce. Gold hit another all-time high today, going over $4,500. So Mims, I'll let you give the clap and take it away, brother.
Oh yeah. We'll get the clap in there, man. Look, these bars are getting sexier and sexier. I'm telling you that much. Look. This is wealth right here, folks. This is real money. This is God's money, constitutional money, money since the times of Egypt, okay? Article 1, Section 10, U.S. of the U.S. Constitution, real money, folks. So this is going much higher in value. We're getting excited because we knew most people have no idea what's going on. They don't understand how the banking system works, monetary system works, the dollar, gold and silver. And we've been telling people for years, you need to get God's money. You need to get silver and gold. You need to stack the most undervalued physical asset on the planet. And I mean, so this is 100 ounces. Okay, this is a 100-ounce bar at $80 an ounce. You do the math, right? And we've been getting this since it was like $20 an ounce. Okay, so this is some really exciting times right now, and we're just getting started, folks. Silver, I'm pretty sure Mike gonna put it up, but I mean, hundreds of dollars. We're gonna see silver. I believe in 2026, by the end of 2026, without a doubt. What a time to be alive, and what a time to get these assets. And Mike, I'm still buying even at these prices. I'm gonna tell you right now. Yeah.
I got a package over here on my desk. I haven't even opened yet. We've been so busy.
Yeah.
But I want to get into this, guys. This is massive. All right. And guys, like we told you, everything we have said has been coming true. It's hard to get silver, guys. I mean, I'm talking major JM Bullion,
Yeah.
SD Bullion. They're like, you can order it now. We might get it in by the end of January. Bars,
Yep.
coins sold out everywhere.
Oh yeah. Yeah, bro. I
You
put in
guys,
an order. I put in an order on the 23rd for about $1,000 worth of silver, and still haven't. I mean, I know it's going to come, but we're seeing major delay. And matter of fact, I got an email from one of the other bullion online dealers that I used to use, but obviously I don't use them anymore because we get them at a better price at cost. But they sent me an email saying, "Hey, major shipment delays. We won't be able to get silver out to next couple months or something." I'm like, what? It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, it's a real shortage in that regard as far as when you're going to get your metal.
so this just came out today, guys. Gold will be the primary hedge and performance driver in 2026. Silver could top out between 135 and 309. This is coming from Bank of America, guys. But history suggests silver prices could peak between $135 and $309, according to Michael Widmer, head of metals research at Bank of America. Bank of America's 2026 outlook is based on their projections of falling supply and rising costs in the gold sector. Widmer expects the 13 major North American gold miners to produce 19.2 million ounces this year, a decline of 2%. Let's see, what else did he say about silver? Widmer said silver may appeal more to investors willing to take higher risk for extra upside. Noted that the current gold to silver ratio of around 59 suggests silver outperform gold. He cited the historical ratio low of 32 in 2011 as implying a silver price high of 135, while 1980 low of 14 in the ratio suggests a silver price of $309 per ounce. So guys, I think we have a long ways to go. And again, guys, we don't care because we don't measure our wealth in dollars. We measure them in assets. So every day we want to get more ounces of gold and silver. Every day I'm buying more Bitcoin. Every day we're getting Texit coin sent to our own wallets. We don't care about the price. Okay. You guys saw us for 6 years tell you that when it came to silver. We knew this day would come, which is why I said every day you can buy silver under $30. Thank God. And the banksters rigging the price. And the same is true for Texit right now. If you're able to buy Texit under $2, $3, $4, $5, thank God every day that you're able to do that. And you're still accumulating it for mining potential. So Mims, anything you want to add as we shift off of gold and silver and get into crypto?
Yeah, Bank of America and all these other banks and corporations and entities, they're not going to tell you the truth. They should have been told you what was going on with silver before it popped, like we have. They're putting this number out there because they no longer can ignore it. So they want to make it look like they're ahead, and they want to make it look like they have your best interest at heart. But even with the numbers that they came out with, to me, they're still missing it. Those numbers are still short. Those are modest. Okay, they don't understand how much silver isn't available and how great the demand is. And maybe I won't say that they don't understand it. They probably do, but they don't want you guys to really understand it. Especially when we talked about EV batteries, with Samsung, and we talk about electric vehicles. We talk about the increase in solar panel demand, the increase in electrical output due to AI, the increase in aerospace and the need for silver and missiles. Okay, we dropping bombs. Okay, those bombs need silver, and that silver is never being collected back again. The military industrial demand. I told everybody early in 2025 that the military industrial demand was greater than the industrial demand for silver. And the industrial demand for silver was already taking up the available supply of silver. We're running a deficit for about 4 or 5 years right now. And now we have China and other countries hoarding silver, essentially, not letting it leave. And we're seeing it being repriced. So we're seeing some really dynamic things here. And of course, what's going on in South America, the situation is going to get worse, and these assets are going to become more valuable.
100%, 100%. And so let's shift now, guys, because it was exciting today, Mims. I got to orange pill and help somebody buy their first crypto ever. I was getting my hair cut today, and I was talking to Jennifer, and she asked me what I was doing today, and I was kind of whatever. Went to the gym. I'm gonna do my live stream later. She's like, "What do you mean live stream?" I'm like, I was a teacher. Now I do live streams and kind of teach people about financial literacy, gold, silver, and Bitcoin. She's like, I've always wanted to get into that. I just haven't had time. I don't understand it all. So I'm kind of talking to her while she's cutting my hair and talking about inflation and how, a quarter today is worth like, I don't know, $15, if it's pre-64. And I'm like, well, do you have Cash App? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, tell you what, after I pay for my haircut, I'll give you a $10 tip in Bitcoin using Cash App. She's like, oh yeah, that sounds great. So, she pulls out her Cash App. We push a few buttons, and in, 1 minute, she has her first Bitcoin, $10 a Bitcoin. So that's just exciting to see how there's so many people that want to learn about this digital space, and they're just scared to get into it. They don't, know where to go, what to do, because it's such a new technology. And, that's what we love doing, right? Is growing our community, helping educate and teach people about these new digital assets, because it is the future. And I want to share this with you guys. I saw this on a show I was watching this week, and it really just blew my mind and goes to what we talk about all the time. Now, what you're seeing here, okay, this green line is the price of Bitcoin, okay? The orange is interest in crypto and Bitcoin. So, like YouTube watches and, X posts and, Google searches and who's downloading it from the App Store. And what you can see here is the last time we had a bull market when the price was really high in 2021, you can see that the price and the interest were matching, right? And then, the price kind of goes down, and so interest goes down. But look at this, Mims. This blows my mind, and I'm not shocked because this is what I see. The interest in crypto, people paying attention, retail, new investors, is at almost an all-time low. You have to go back to the bear market of 2019 to get that low. But look at where the price is. I mean, yeah, we're at, 92, 94 right now. But again, our top was like 125. So we're not down that much. We're way higher than we were last bull market. So this is what we're trying to tell you guys is you want to be paying attention and buying when no one else is, right? This is the accumulation phase. This is how you get wealthy. You don't get wealthy when everyone's telling you to buy crypto and they all have their own project and your cab driver's telling you about it, right? You get wealthy right now when no one's paying attention, when no one's buying, when everyone forgot about it, other than the big institutions that are buying, which we're going to talk about here in a minute.
Yeah, 100%. When you see these assets down like this, that's when you should hit the buy button, like Mike is saying. And, when these assets are cheap, that's what's going to allow you to accumulate more, and that's what you want. It's about having a significant holding in the asset. So as the asset rises in value, that's where you're going to see the gains. So yeah, a lot of people aren't talking about it. There's not a lot of hype, not a lot of excitement. That's the time to buy. So when that does come in, because it is going to come, make no mistake about it. It's just a matter of time. We're seeing it now taking place. So you want to make sure that you're getting these assets cheap, and there's no better time than now.
So I think, and a lot of people are saying alt season is here, right? We had the sell-off in December. People needed to liquidate for tax purposes and whatnot. Now, we had the government shutdown. We had, this huge liquidation event on October 10th. We're going to talk about something else with MicroStrategy as well. But now we have the Federal Reserve has stopped quantitative easing. They're lowering interest rates. Everyone's printing more money, right? So the cycle is here. And you can see, again, most people don't know this is happening, Mims. This is in the last week, right? Where we're celebrating New Year's Eve and people are going back to the gym. You got Render up 79%, Virtuals up 66, even meme coins, Bonk, Sheeb, Pengu up 40%, Sui up 29, Pepe up 61, AVAX up 15. So guys, these markets are moving. The question is, are you taking advantage of it? And do you know how to take advantage of it is the real question you need to be asking yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just getting started.
Now, this is the big news today, Mims. This is huge. This is massive. All right. And I know not everyone's going to understand this, but we talked about this on our live. Is about 2 months ago, I think it was in October near that big dip, is Chase was trying to get MicroStrategy. That's a stock company led by Michael Saylor, who's like the Bitcoin Jesus, essentially. And they have Bitcoin on their balance sheet. They have tons of Bitcoin. And it's really the number one exposure mainstream has to Bitcoin is buying MicroStrategy stock. Chase Bank was trying to get them delisted from this MCSI, which is like a way that like you can be in the S&P 500 and all these other ETFs. And it's basically a way for more people to get exposure to MicroStrategy. Well, they were trying to get them taken off of this. And so that would have been really bad for Bitcoin and the crypto, environment in general. Well, today it has been announced that that will not happen. So MicroStrategy, I think they're other than maybe Satoshi, they own the most Bitcoin. Everyone's going to own Bitcoin without knowing it. If you're buying the S&P 500, you will have exposure to MicroStrategy, which means you have exposure to Bitcoin. Pension funds, private wealth groups, people that aren't even allowed to sell Bitcoin right now will own MicroStrategy. It's going to be in the Russell and all these other things. So this is massive, massive news. And not surprisingly, let me get this one here. BlackRock and other ETFs have just bought 694 million worth of Bitcoin, the largest inflow in 3 months. And this is probably because they found out MicroStrategy was not getting delisted, from being in ETFs and stuff like that. So Mims, the future is digital. Yeah. The smart money knows it, right? They're keeping the price down as much as they can, buying up as much as they can. And so I hope you guys are smart enough to do your research, find out, projects that you believe in long-term and start accumulating now what you can before the masses arrive.
Yeah, there's so much money getting ready to flow into the digital space. Everything is getting tokenized. That's what people have to understand. Everything that you see in society today is going on the blockchain. Okay, everything is going to the blockchain. Everything is getting tokenized. So when you're in this space early and you acquire these digital assets now, you're going to benefit from the rise in that value of that utility and that money moving on chain. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's about accumulation of an asset that is critical to the global financial system's functionality, payments, you know what I mean? And so when you're talking about, how to capitalize on the new, era of the monetary system and the blockchain, and literally one thing is make sure you get your crypto off these centralized exchanges, okay? Because most people who are buying Bitcoin or any digital asset is sitting on Coinbase, is sitting on Crypto.com and Robinhood, get it off of there, move it to a cold storage wallet or, your own wallet with your seed phrases. That's going to be one of the most important things you can do, because you're going to see a lot of things that are just going to take a lot of people by surprise. And you don't want to have a lot of exposure and liability when it comes to your assets. In crypto, they say, if not your keys, not your cheese, and with the metals, we say, if you don't hold it, you don't own it, so it's just about taking custody of those assets and getting ready, because you're already wealthy. A lot of people are more wealthy than they realize. You know what I mean? Because we're buying these assets, they're cheap right now. There's no real understanding of where it's really going to go and how that's going to change your life. But a lot of people are already wealthier than they already imagined, just because they know this information and accumulating these assets now, because this space is going much higher, much higher. We haven't even got started.
And just a couple other tidbits I want to make sure you guys understand. This is the alts, meaning all the coins versus Bitcoin. The monthly MACD has flipped bullish for the first time in 21 months. So the last time this happened was right here, and you can see what happened to the price. All right. We almost broke it here. That's kind of last, like, when Trump got elected and then his inauguration. And since then, we've kind of gone down.
Yeah.
And we just crossed over that technical analysis line. Also, 1.3 trillion Morgan Stanley files for a spot Bitcoin ETF. We talked about MicroStrategy. Bitcoin is going back up. New all-time highs are in store for us this year. And exchange Bitcoin balance are at all-time lows. Supply shock is coming, and it's going to melt your faces off. So again, you see the price of Bitcoin here. We get over 120,000. We're at whatever, 92, 94 now. But look at the amount of Bitcoin on exchanges. It's gone from 3.4 million in January to we're at about 2.4 million. So 1 million Bitcoin have come off exchanges, right? And so again, every market's rigged and manipulated, but Bitcoin actually has digital scarcity when you pull it off. So this is going to be absolutely massive. The last thing I want to share with you guys, this is a cool video I saw, right? Is I've been very open and telling people I really believe in Tau long term. This is BitTensor. All right. I think I love Texit and I love Tau. I'm buying these every single day. All right. So this is a really cool video. Tau has the same token supply as Bitcoin, 21 million, but it's focused on AI. And they have basically like these 128 subnets that you could kind of think of them as like AI startups, right? And the better code that these AI programs, or it's, people working, and as they create better AI algorithms and, open source code, they get rewarded. Right? Whereas Bitcoin just has miners and Texit has miners and we get our tokens because of that. They get theirs for doing actual work that the community finds valuable. So quick 1-minute intro here to Tau BitTensor.
You have a vision, a complex problem that needs a massive solution. But the old way is broken. Hiring, offices, payroll. It's too slow. Enter BitTensor. Here, you don't build a company, you launch a subnet. A decentralized engine where the world's best minds and machines work for you. Forget employees. On your subnet, thousands of miners worldwide compete to solve your specific challenges. And the best part? You don't pay them out of your pocket. The protocol pays them in TAO. They provide the intelligence. The network provides the incentive. You get the results without the overhead. No borders, no payroll, just pure intelligence. Build your subnet on BitTensor.
And what's even better about that, Mims, is it's decentralized AI. So you guys have to understand, when you go to ChatGPT and you're entering in all that stuff, right? All that is recorded, quantified, used to probably basically end humanity somewhere down the road, right? So we want to make sure that everything that we're doing in the future is decentralized, right? That we're getting away from the middlemen, the corporations, Wall Street, the big banks, Microsoft, all the big tech firms that spy on us and, use our data all the time. So again, guys, this is, like we talked about before, a war, a battle we're in, and we need to be careful about the money that we use and the AI and the technology that we use, where we want to make sure the people are keeping the power and that it's decentralized, and we're not giving all of this information and our freedom and our money over into these corporations and big entities that, unless you're asleep, you should probably know they're not, they don't have our best interest at heart here, Mims.
Yeah. I know one thing. I need to go buy some more Tau. Okay. I need to buy some more Tau. Where's Tau at right now? Where's the price and where it went?
Well, let me show you, Mims, because I scooped some up super low.
Okay.
Let's do a little.
I got some at 224, somewhere around there.
I got it about as low as you could get. So we
Yeah.
went to 214. I knew I picked up some in here.
Okay.
And you know, so we've gone from 211 on December 23rd. I bought some towel for Christmas.
Nice.
And you know, we're up to almost 300 now.
Yeah.
So definitely make sure you're picking up some towel if you can. All right, let's see here. What's next? Oh, yeah. So as we're going about that, right? I want to shift a little bit here and again focus on, you know, one of our favorite projects of Texacoin. We had some big news this week when it comes to the layer 2. So actually, let me pull this up here because some people might be new and not understand, you know, what we're doing with Texacoin and how, you know, it's never been done. So essentially what we're doing here with Texacoin is we are crowdsourcing one of the biggest fundraisers in crypto history. All right. So we're crowdsourcing to create 35 large physical mining farms in Texas where you don't need to know, you know, anything about Bitcoin or mining or how crypto works. You don't need a computer. You don't need to run anything, but you get rewarded every day. So this is an example of a supercomputer and miner that we're crowdsourcing to help create an American-made blockchain, right? That pays you daily. I think it's the only one that pays you daily. So as we're doing that, you know, we're spending and building the mine, right? That's what our main goal is, right? We're building the mine. We got about 5 of them up right now. We have another one that is very close to coming online. That's what we're doing. All right. And this has never been done, right? A layer 1 proof of work blockchain. But the big utility here, as you know, Mims, is the layer 2 community tokens, right? Where we're getting real world use case when it comes to, you know, festivals and fairs and different economic alliances. And I'm going to go to Bobby Gray right now, who had a huge announcement that we didn't necessarily see coming this soon, but he dropped the ball on Christmas or near Christmas. So let's hear from him about this massive utility coming to the Texacoin network.
We have a very, very cool soft launch tomorrow morning for the McKinney Downtown Digital Dollars. I'm very excited about it. We've got big plans for that company, guys. We've got big plans for it. But remember, over the course of the next couple of days, as we get these calls together, we're going to talk about the price and the market. We're going to talk about our mining progress. We're going to talk about the layer 2 utility. We're going to talk about our new pitch tomorrow. So we got those 3 things to still talk about. So this was our comp plan updates, fixing the failures of our comp plan to make sure that we're driving the specific behavior that we need for this project to reach its goals. That's what we're doing. I believe that we're doing that through the promotion that we put together. I think that promotion also helps us with our market. And when we have both of those things firing on all cylinders, watch how fast this thing turns back around.
So McKinney is where, you know, Texas is located. The offices, they have a good relationship with the Chamber of Commerce and different businesses there. So a soft launch has already started for our layer 2s. There might be communities out there, Mims, that already have you know, a program going and volume and users that want to move over to Texacoin. So again, you know, is the price down now? Yes. But to me, this is an opportunity to get here and get your position and buy as many tokens as you can before the masses come in, right? If tomorrow we found out, or next week, we found out there's a couple $1 million of volume of users coming into Texas, that you're going to see that price shoot up quickly. So again, I don't know when it's going to go up. I don't know if it could go down. But what I do know is I'm accumulating more every single day.
Yeah, most people have really no idea, you know, what's going on and how big Texas is going to be. You know, they're looking at it at the price, and the price is not necessarily an indication of the value. It's just a snapshot of a moment in time. And depending on that moment in time, when you're looking at it, for some who realize what it is, it's an opportunity. And Texas being at this level, finding support around the dollar, yeah, without a doubt, buy more. Listen, you have a real infrastructure. The fundamentals haven't changed. In fact, it's gotten better. The mining infrastructure is growing. The community is still growing. Texas Coin, in my opinion, is going much higher as well. And to put yourself in position to get paid every single day for the rest of your life in a digital asset, like Texas Coin is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. So still for the next 130 years, we're mining this coin and we're getting paid in this coin every single day. So you're looking at the price of the coin right now in $1 and you're missing the price next year and the year after and the year after that as this mining infrastructure continues to grow. And not to mention, like Mike was talking about, the layer twos and the projects that are building on this blockchain. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised and they're going to wish that they had started mining sooner and started buying some Texas Coin, without a doubt.
Yeah, and I want to hit on that, Mims, because when you have success, when you're doing something that has never been done, oh, the haters come out.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, this will never work. That's a scam. Oh, your price is going down. We even had websites saying that Texas Coin was over.
Yeah.
That it failed. It's no more.
They don't get
their socials are down. Their website's down. Like there's literally people just publishing straight up lies.
Yeah. Facts.
I don't know why. I don't know if these people are they have nothing else to do but spread misinformation and lies. Yeah. Because they have nothing going on in their lives. I don't know, Mims.
Yeah. A lot of those sites, clickbaits, have advertisements. They literally make money from feeding off, negative energy. But this is the thing. That's why we're on the inside and we know what's going on. That's why you have the opportunity, and everybody has the opportunity, quite frankly, to hop on a call with Bobby Gray, phenomenal live Q&A sessions, and then you can figure out what's really going on from the inside. Our hash rate is increasing. We're building a bigger infrastructure throughout Texas in the mining. Layer twos are coming. Like, folks, Texas Coin ain't going nowhere. I don't think people are getting it. Texas Coin isn't going anywhere except up and higher and more valuable, okay? All this negative, FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, people on the outside looking in that just really don't understand what Texas Coin is. This is a physical infrastructure. I mean, Mike already showed you, there's some images. Physical infrastructure being built all throughout Texas. Spent millions of dollars on these miners and then everything in place. Folks, that's what's real value. And when you compare that to Bitcoin, you really see what we're talking about when we're looking at Texas Coin.
And here's what I want to stress is we're doing this the hard way and we're doing it the right way. Yeah. Right? If you're looking to do a Ponzi, a pump and dump, something where you're not building for the future, you can create a token on Ethereum or Solana in literally 5 minutes, guys. Right? And I'm going to play a video for you here that I thought of the last few weeks that Bobby has, gotten on Zooms with us. To me, this is the best because he basically covers everything they have accomplished, right? If you're looking to scam people and not beat this long term, you don't spend $12 million on physical infrastructure and get mining facilities up and running all around Texas, right? You don't do a layer 1 proof of work blockchain. You don't go out and develop your own wallet that you put in the App Store for Google and Apple. You don't go out and build a mem pool and your own blockchain explorer. You don't get your token wrapped so it can go on Ethereum, right? I mean, this is just what we have done in the last year is just absolutely wild. So I want to hear you guys I want you guys to hear from Bobby, kind of go through what has been done, right? And think again about the people who I wish I was one of them who got started in Texas, a year ago. They were on like one exchange, right? When they got started, they didn't even have a wallet.
Yeah.
And so, where they have come and what they have done, especially when crypto has basically been dead. I mean, people in just normal crypto are leaving it and saying, I'm sick and tired of this. It's never coming back. I'm out of here. Right. So we're going to listen to Bobby here, kind of break it down, how far Texas has come in just the last year.
From the ground up, all of the things that everybody else already has. And I'm going to go back to our old website for a minute here, and you can get there by typing old to show you some of these things. We had to create a brand new Texas Coin wallet. And so we started with this Qt Core wallet. It was pretty easy to customize it, make it usable for us. But we had our first hot wallet. Wasn't easy, but we got it done. Then, with a little bit of time and effort, we created our own cold storage coin wallet. A coin that's offline where crypto can't get hacked unless you take the sticker off the coin and share it with somebody. And that then led us to developing the TextCoin mobile wallet. And so we developed the mobile wallet. We published it to both the App Store and Google Play. We had some bugs for a while, but we worked out those bugs, and now the app works great. It's almost flawless, and the app does what a lot of other apps don't do, which is allow you to restore from cold storage. It's really hard to find a good app on Play or in the App Store that gives you those features. We had to create our own block explorer. And so we built out this explorer.texacoin.org to show you what's actually happening with our network, how our network is running, what the network difficulty is, what our current price is, and all the records that are taking place inside of those blocks. It's work. Not only did we create the block explorer, but we also had to create the mempool. Some of these things aren't even linked yet. So if you go to mempool.texacoin.org, you can see a more advanced block explorer that shows you how long it's been since the last block was created, how many transactions go inside of each block, you know, what the block transactions are and what the costs are for the network fees. We created a Mac wallet. We created eventually a wrapped version of the TexaCoin protocol, something that could wear an Ethereum jacket and go hang out on, you know, like cold storage wallets and get traded in DeFi marketplaces. We had to build an entire portal to allow you to not only see the transactions that were happening, but also convert, you know, pop in your TexaCoin and turn it into WTXC. We had to create a merge mining protocol that allows us to not just mine TexaCoin, but also mine Litecoin and eventually, when we're successful, Dogecoin as well, along with that. We had to work hard to get ourselves listed on the major crypto index, CoinMarketCap. Took a lot of time, took a lot of money, and it was a challenge for us to get our listing on there. Along with that, we had to buy our way onto leading exchanges like Mexi and Bitmart all over the world. Then, long time in the making, we finally were able to launch our official layer 2 built on top of the OmniLite protocol, which was defunct. We had to clean it up. We had to get it working again. And we had to create a whole interface that allows you, the network participant, the ability by yourself to jump on board and create your own layer 2. You can create it right here. You can do it right now. You can create a fixed supply token. You can even create one that you can develop more tokens and burn them on the fly. This is a lot of technology that TexaCoin has created ever since we came out with the first block, January 26th of 2024. So in less than 2 years, and again, remember, a lot of this was made possible and easy because of what the crypto community has done. You know, we're learning from their experience, and so we don't have to write all the code from the ground up. Sometimes we find a code library, sometimes we find an existing resource that we can buy or license to make the job of developing all this stuff a little bit easier, but still it's an incredible amount of work and time that goes into this. And what I want you to stop and consider for a moment is that we did all of this without having to dump a single TXC on the open market. Around April 1st of 2024, I invited about 10 friends.
And for those of you new in the crypto space, I want you to understand, most crypto projects, what they do is they'll say, hey, buy our token, right? So again, you got to go out there and get people to invest in it. Most of the time, it's not normal people. It's VCs, it's big corporations, right? So the big money gets in early and then sells it to the average ordinary people. And then when that happens, they take their tokens that they haven't sold and sell them, which hurts you. And then they try to go and do whatever it is they're doing, right? So Texit is not selling, you know, their tokens because again, they have to be mined. Most projects, they just create a billion tokens out of thin air,
XRP.
go and get venture capital and Wall Street to buy it, and then sell it to you. You're the exit liquidity, and almost most normal projects that you're not doing a layer 1 proof of work where the tokens are actually just being created.
Yep, great point.
One more. Let's listen to this a little bit here.
Yeah.
family members to join me to pick up a couple coins. That was our ICO. You know, it was like an inside thing just to see if there was any interest out there. On April 4th, we opened up the mining opportunity. And so we've been able to do all of these things since April of last year and slightly before without having to dump coins on the open market. Wow. Holy crap. How did we pull all of that off? Well, I'd like to bring your attention to this other thing that we created called MineTXC. And MineTXC is
So we're gonna stop there. But again, Mems, you know,
So much value.
the haters online.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
it's
know,
crazy.
If you're not here for the long term, it's just silly to build all this infrastructure.
Yeah.
And one other thing, Mems, I forgot to put this in the groups because it was like over break, and I don't know if you even know this, but this could be huge. I saw this posted on the Texit Coin YouTube, and it was something like, it was like a question mark, like treasure coming. Okay, so I have no context for this. Okay, all I know is posted, and Treasure is one of the top cold storage wallets,
Yeah.
and we've been trying to get Texit onto, you know, different cold storage wallets other than, you know, like our own. We have our own physical, you know, but it's not a digital cold storage wallet. So all I can tell you is there's an application status for Treasure. It appears to be synced. It looks like they're seeing what's happening on the blockchain. So I don't have any inside information. I'm just telling you that could be another
Value.
amazing milestone coming
Yeah. Yeah.
to where we're able to get on one of the top cold storage wallets to really validate what we're doing here, which I don't know how much. What else do you want us to do, guys?
And we're just getting started. I mean, we literally just getting started. Project not even 2 years old for real. You know what I mean? Barely. So it's like, yeah, folks, we're going much higher. Keep mining, keep stacking.
And again, like you said, Mims, you know, we have literally purchased more hash power. That means more physical miners than we have sold.
Right.
Whereas if we were off track, right? If we weren't fulfilling our mission, we would have less. And we'd be like, where's the money, Bobby? Why aren't we buying more hash power? Why aren't we buying the miners? Well, he's going above and beyond buying it. And we've now crowdsourced and crowdfunded $145 million,
It's huge.
putting us in the top 1% of crowdfunding in blockchain history.
Yeah, no, it's huge. It's huge, folks. Listen, you know, it's only so many ways that, you know, you can say it and show it. But when you got Bobby Gray showing you everything he put together without having to dump or sell on the team, you know, on the community or something of that nature, when you're seeing the physical infrastructure, you're seeing the value. This is why we got started in Texit Coin. It took us a little while to see it, you know, and once we saw it, it was like, oh, we got to share this with everybody, especially as the value of the coin rose up. And now we're just getting more miners. And when you got the ability to share Texit Coin and get 2 miners for free for sharing with people, you know what I mean? That's huge. You know what I mean? So a lot of people have accumulated more miners just from sharing, right? So, you know, I mean, listen, I'm excited. We in so many assets: silver, crypto, Texit, mining. Listen, that's why I said if you didn't come from a wealthy family, it's the opportunity to make sure a wealthy family come from you. We're in the largest wealth transfer ever in history. You know, we've been ringing the alarm, you know, banging on the door, letting people know, screaming from the top of our lungs for years. And, you know, that window is closing. It really is. We're going to sell out of all these miners with Texit Coin probably by the end of the year. Okay. We probably won't make it out of 2026 and still have miners for people to buy. You better buy them now. Okay. You better earn them now. Because I'm telling you right now, 2026, as crypto picks up, as we see this volume and activity, a lot of these assets, you just won't be able to get them. You won't be able to get silver probably by the end of the year, the way this is rolling out. It's going to be unobtainium. It's going to be a strategic asset that only industries and governments and, you know, just like China, they make it to where you got to have a permission slip to release silver out the country. You might see some type of a lockdown on assets. all across the planet here. Get what you can while you can. Okay, it ain't guaranteed. Tomorrow it ain't guaranteed. Okay, get what you can.
I still, Mims, I got this when silver was like $50 an ounce. This was like 120.
Yeah,
because it's a specialty limited edition 2-ounce get TXC silver coin.
Fire.
And to me, like this right here, just this photo represents what you guys should be focused on, right? Getting physical
Silver
assets like gold and
digital.
silver,
Right.
getting TXC sent to your own wallet every single day, only American blockchain that pays you daily, right? Same thing when it comes to whatever your favorite blockchain is, XRP, Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin and silver together, right? To me, this is the best way to do it. The future is digital, but it needs silver. It needs physical infrastructure like silver, like copper, but the future is definitely digital, guys. And we want it to be decentralized, not centralized by the governments, the banksters, and Wall Street. All right, guys. So make sure you stay positive in 2026. Stay focused, right? This is the time to accumulate wealth, hustle, grind, do what you got to do to make it work, and you will not regret it.
Hey, let's get it. Lace
Lace
up,
up, guys.